You know what I
So
mean? Like,
let's get
sure.
into that. The drinking age,
Yeah.
18.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
God.
anymore
No,
because
there's
of
good
us.
reason for that. There's good reason for that. I'm surprised I'm still here because of Guam. But
We barely made it out of our first base.
Yeah. Now we're here. You know.
Now we're here. I'm a master sergeant and you're a master select.
Yeah.
Started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to the haters. Right.
Shout out to the haters.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yeah. Love you too. So yeah, our job was actually stenciling for what, 15 months. It wasn't age. It was the memory guy, right? It was stenciling, Josh. That's all we did. We just
couldn't have been.
Remember coming? I mean, if you remember coming in, they had like bombers. Like, oh, I want to do that. They're like, you ain't ready yet,
Sergeant Hardy.
Yeah, he's like, you ain't ready for that.
Our first supervisor was a 5'2" gentleman by the name of Staff Sergeant Joshua Hardy, hailing from Alabama. Yep, and he had a creeper mustache, and he'd say, "Man, y'all stupid, man. I can't even talk to y'all." Like, we basically worked for like Hank Hill, but he looked at us like Beavis and Butthead or something. Like that was kind of like the dynamic.
Yeah.
And yeah, we had a good time, but the thing is that we created a horrible first impression. And I kind of wanted to angle this episode with you as to how important a first impression is for any, new airman out there who's going to their first base, fixing to get wild.
Yeah.
And kind of the pitfalls that you could fall into. And then you're just stuck in this light for the entire rest of your time that you're stationed there. Like, once you're in that light, like that's it. That's a wrap.
Yeah. You're known as that for 15 months.
And because we became known as that, it just made me act worse. Cause it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Like, I'm already like labeled, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I have nothing to lose now. Like I have nothing to strive for. Like, so why would I do better?
I mean, looking at it, man, I mean, we kind of came in like loud and obnoxious, you know what I mean? And that's something not to do, you know what I mean? When you go to your first base. And scream and yell, on the maintenance floor, like day 2, it's probably not a good idea. So that's on us, you know what I mean? But the rest of the time there, kind of labeled as such, you know what I mean? Do you remember when we went to FTAC?
I do.
First time?
Yes, I loved FTAC. I love Master Sergeant Jackson from Security Forces.
Yeah.
I don't know where that guy is, that crazy Irish guy, but man, I freaking loved that guy. He was such an awesome dude, and I'm so thankful that we got to spend time with him in FTAC.
Yeah, he was a good dude. But I remember coming back, man, and then they're like, "Oh, we're good, super excited to go to work." And then it was like, it got even worse. You remember that?
Yes. And do you know why that is? Do you remember?
No, I didn't.
I remember because I remember that because that was the most eye-opening part of it all to me. So what happened was there was a few people from tech school that got there like a month before us.
Yep.
Zach Miles and Mike Burgerstock.
Yep.
Who were friends of ours, but also kind of thought we were idiots. And so it was kind of like they were the seniors and we were the freshmen. It was kind of that type of dynamic, right? Yep. Although we were basically all the same age. But, because they had a few months on us that put them in like this different mindset, where we were like
elevated.
Yeah.
Like a 1 month extra A1C to like, it really didn't matter. You know what I mean? Because everyone's kind of here. But,
but to them, it mattered. They outranked us and they were senior to us. And what happened was we got to the shop. We were doing our introductions. We were all kind of excited to work. And immediately we get notified that we're going to something called the First Term Airman Center. I think at that time it was 2 weeks long.
It was, yeah.
It's a week long now, but back then it was 2 weeks long, and it's where you're a new airman at your first base, and you get this whole, educational crash course on what it's like to live on a base, what the resources are, what the local area is like. It's really helpful if you're a new airman.
Yep.
And so what happened was the weekend before our FTAC, we got completely blasted on the beach on base. And I basically almost got into a fight with Burgerstock.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember
that. We were like in each other's face. We're both young, full of testosterone and not wanting to back down.
Right.
I mean, we were just in high school, like not too long ago. So like that, all that immaturity and button head people we just couldn't handle this alcohol at 18, which was legal at the time there. And it caused for us to butt heads with these two individuals right before we were gone for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we butt heads with them. We go to FTAC. We have a great time. And when we get back, no one's talking to us. They want nothing to do with us. It's like it's like we slapped their mother.
Yeah.
Like,
just boom,
right. And like, that's how they're treating us. And we're like, what is happening? And then I piece it together after hearing a few conversations, and me and you are talking, and I'm like, Ronnie, we're screwed, man, because we pissed them off that on the beach. You remember on the beach 2 weeks ago, they've done nothing but talk trash about us for this entire 2 weeks about how worthless we are, how dumb we are, how incompetent we are, how we're going to ruin this work center. They have just dragged our names through the mud for 2 weeks, and they believed them. And like, and we're screwed. And guess what? We were screwed.
It was a good almost a year and a half, dude, of us being screwed over,
because of that, like, we got put on bathroom cleaning duty, remember? And we did that, which is supposed to rotate. Did it ever rotate?
Nope. The whole time. You're like, yo, I'm like, what's up? You're like, I got a raid can. I'm like, raid? And you're like, for the roaches, you know what I mean? And we're just
because I was instructed to get rid of the roaches. I didn't realize how many there were. So I bought raid and I brought it in, and I saw the hole that they lived in. And you're talking like a Vietnam era bathroom here.
Yeah.
You're talking like the most rancid stains that are just part of the foundation that will never come out. Smells that will never, ever leave.
Yeah.
Thousands of people have ran through this bathroom. Right.
I've seen a lot of action.
Yeah.
A lot of action. No.
I sprayed this roach hole with a can of Raid. We leave after our clean. We hear a scream and people just running out the bathroom. We're like, what's going on? They're like, you got to get in there. Well, that can made them basically evacuate their home. And the bathroom, like some sort of Stephen King nightmare, like only something Pennywise the Clown from It would create.
Yes.
Every square inch of the bathroom had a cockroach on it. The ceilings, the walls.
Oh, man.
Every square inch were massive cockroaches. I'm talking, these things could fly.
They were like state birds, like just.
I remember being proud of that, though. Eventually, they all died, and then we swept them up in a pile. I remember taking pictures of the pile. It was like a huge pile.
I can't even. It was huge. You know what I mean? Massive pile. You know, it's crazy.
Oh, crazy. That was our life.
Yeah, for the whole time. You know what I mean? We're there.
Oh, we forgot Hair Tuku.
Oh, Tuki?
Oh my God, I love Hair Tuku. He's in the National Guard in Alaska. He's from Samoa. He was from our tech school too. I'm just going to throw him under the bus right now on something I've wanted to say for a long, long time. He fell asleep at the wheel and he ran over a sign on the flight line, and no one ever knew who it was, and it was him.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that too.
He also was hungover and fell asleep in the bathroom, and he lost BTZ because of that, because he was just literally unconscious in a bathroom stall. Do you see what happens when the drinking age is 18?
It's bad things.
You see what happens.
Bad things.